face clean, I won't shroud it in no love. Getting laced at the seams, turning powder into dust. I need space for my team, it's getting crowded in the club. Now I walk with a goddess, she a full course meal while I...
What's up, guys? It is Monday, March 6th, 1:26 p.m. And this is going to be a Bitcoin focused kind of macro market update, or what we can expect this week, which will spill into this month, which this month will spill into the rest of the year. So where we're at with the charts is a pretty critical time point for this week and for the next, I'd say, max 14 days. And we had prepared for that. We had said tail end of February that we're going to consolidate into some of our blue chips to kind of see how March would play out. And this is the week that's going to really tell us how it's going to play out here. So I had mapped out some potential scenarios, some bullish scenarios, some bearish scenarios, and some bearish turn bullish scenarios. So we're going to dive into that. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, get updated in real time when we drop these market updates, newsletters, deep dives. I feel like I've been making videos all day. I don't even know how many I put out so far. It feels like it's been 8. It's been crazy, but I'm going to keep it rolling here. So Bitcoin chart, we're covering just solely this. Then I'm going to do a follow-up video, the last one for the day. We're going to do XRP and XLM, higher time frame stuff, pair to pairs. And then I might actually bust out a quick newsletter as well too. Can't forget about that. So let's dive into it. So what I basically did, right, was we're at the point, we're in March, we're March 6th. Keep in mind what happened in March of last year. We had a kind of bottoming out. We started to rally into the tail end of March, and then April is always a critical time point, and it will tell you the direction for the rest of the year, or at least until summer at the very least. So this is why our next 30 days are going to be crucial here. So we got to plot out all scenarios so you guys can be prepared for an if this then that scenario. All right. So what I did was I grabbed this move. So this was like a pivot point. We put in our top here, and then we had the Luna kind of fallout. And I grabbed it from right here. And then what I did was I kind of matched it up with the time point. Like kind of right now we're doing this, and let me kind of hide to show you. We're doing this kind of bottom, the second bottom here, or I would say third bottom, because this 1, 2, 3, kind of just like 1, 2, 3. And now we're kind of at that same period of March 6th where we could have a rally up here. And then April will really tell us, all right, are we going to have a slam down, maybe a black swan event, or are we going to have a golden swan event? And instead of a kind of continuation back down, we actually have a vertical green beanstalk up to visit some key levels. So that's what I did. So I grabbed this right here because these patterns play out time and time again. And what I did was I just kind of put it right there, and I kind of stuck it with the time point, and it kind of plays out to the point of May, middle of May. And back in the middle of May, we had our little kind of a local bottom before putting a lower bottom around June. But so this kind of puts us out. If we were to say the bearish scenario, this could bring us to, and let me hide the one. So this one. So yep. But let me actually tell you how I did the bullish scenario. So this, right? I just literally just inversed it and went like that. And that's what you'll see sometimes. You'll see the same pattern play out just in the inverse. So that's what I did. I did an inverse and I just dragged it up here, and that's what we got. And then what I did for a scenario where if we fell down here into April, we went sideways, also the scenario that we could have a pop back up and actually kind of make our way back up to this level. So we have 3 scenarios. One that's just bullish out the gate, kind of a steep correction back down, then bullish, or steep correction back down, and then very bearish. So we have those 3 covered, and we have like the time points as well too. So also one thing that I did was I had taken, because we have this vertical line as well too. I'm not sure where I grabbed that one. I did this like late last night. Let me see if I can. I think it was a 4-hour chart. So what I did was I put on the signals. Yeah, so I put on the signals and I kind of compared it like this. Let me see if I can hide these for the moment. Okay, yeah. So what I did was basically, actually, you know what? Let me actually pull up a second chart so we can look at it clean, but still keep these intact. So I'm going to just duplicate this. I'm going to hide this. All right, cool. And then we have now on the left side, Bitcoin, and we'll put a clean chart up. Let me put this on, and then I'll go to the 4-hour chart. So yeah, we're on the 4-hour chart, and this is what we were comparing it to. We were saying, hey, and it's a little messed up because we're on a different chart, but let's see if I can find one that matches. I think this will be good. This one should be suffice. All right. Yep. Okay, so this is what we got. So we had our, you know what, let me actually see if I can pull up the Coinbase one without deleting it. All right, cool. Yep. So this is what we did. We had our pop up and we got our sell, and then we had rolled over, did one prepare to buy soon, a buy now that was a fake out, and then we rolled back down, got our real prepare to buy soon with our buy now, and then we kind of floated up a little bit, one last down to retest the low, and then we ripped up. So I was looking at this and I was like, these are similar patterns playing out. And I grabbed this, and I kind of just matched it up right here as far as like the levels and where these things happen. And you can see that, I mean, the sell came in like, say, like right here, which is the same. Oh, let me see if I can actually grab this. So like something like this. So our sell, right? So same similar movement. Our sell came in here, just like it did here. And then we kind of went sideways like this. And then we had our first fall down with our prepare to buy soon, went sideways like this, had our first fall down, prepare to buy soon, a buy now, went sideways, prepare to buy soon, buy now, went sideways. Then we had our second breakdown with our second breakdown with our prepare to buy soon. And then we had our final low there. So then we went sideways like this, had our second breakdown, prepare to buy soon. Then we had our buy now right here. And you can see that we got our buy now when we broke through this market structure ribbon, the red one coming down. At the same time, that's what happened back here. The red one was coming here. We got the buy now right when we broke that market structure ribbon. So now we see how the pattern is playing out similar, but now let's delete those and clean it up. And now I'm going to show you kind of where I think, or how I drew some of those bars patterns over there. So now we kind of have a basis as to time frames. We're at, like, I'd say somewhere at this tail end right over here. Are we going to come back down, retest the low, then go? Or are we going to pull an inverse situation where, say we do come down, we retest the low, and then instead of popping back up like this, we pop down? So we could come down here, and instead of popping up, we actually pop down. And that's where these scenarios come in. So let me now hide the indicator. And you can even see similar movements with the EMA ribbon. So EMA ribbon, similar movements as well too. You had the green, you have your first fall down, you had a green first fall down, prepare to buy soons came here, prepare to buy soons came here. We couldn't flip the ribbon, fell down one more time, couldn't flip the ribbon, fell down one more time, went sideways, had our second prepare to buy soon, then our buy now, then we went. And just like here, we had our couldn't flip the ribbon, second buy down, prepare to buy soon, then supposed to be going. We should be going here. But we have to watch those key levels because we're at that critical juncture. At the 6-hour chart, we're holding the 200 moving average. So this is the level we're trying to hold so bad. But there could be a catalyst, could be a scare that could have this go inverse. So we have to be on our toes for that. And that's why we have both scenarios. So what I did was this. I believe I took like this initial right here and I put, so I think I had put it up like this. And then I had cloned it, and then I did it inverse like that as well too. And that would bring us down to that 17,600. Yeah, somewhere around there. So that's how I got this kind of like first sharp move. I think it would be a sharp move. It wouldn't be something that's like kind of stretched out. It'd be a sharp down move. So I had it like that. And then let me go to a higher time frame now. Yep. So that kind of matched up there. And then this is when I took, and we'll start this week. So that's why this week is so critical, because depending on if we go down, depending on if we go up, now we can kind of see what the following patterns could play out. And that's where I took this at the same time point of last year, dragged it out. Then I did this, and kind of matched it up. I think it was something like this. Yeah, I think it was something like that. So I totally don't remember exactly how I got to this point last night, but it was beautiful. I wish I was recording when I was doing it. And then I did this inverse like that. And then we have the time frames. So I find that, the change of the seasons, you do see the change of trends or acceleration of trends. So this all kind of matches up to that as well too. Yeah, so that's where I kind of got all this. And then I had this last one here kind of be like a fake out, like if we were to break down, but then I inversed it as a break back up. And that's where we got that kind of that middle one here. Like a scenario where if we had a fake dump down based off of a catalyst, and then we kind of had a second catalyst lead us back up. So that's how I got it. And I had it mapped up where now we know what the scenarios of what could happen in the short term, which will spill into the medium term, which will spill into the long term. So literally we have it mapped out for this week, the month of March, and then all the way until May, and how things could roll, time frames on big moves, as well as price points. Now, so that's how I got all this. So now let me get rid of this and show you now the kind of the mechanics of where this would take us. Basically, we would see a down move. I would start on the 13th, so next week. So I'm sure we'll see a lead up. This week will be the lead up to a big move happening on this weekend or early next week. We need to see some signs. We got to get above certain levels. We got to break key levels. We got to hold certain levels. So we'll know if we break this key level down here, it would be this scenario. If we come up here, we break above that 25K, it's game on. Or we break above that 786. So now what, right? So it could be kind of a grind for the month of March, and then April kicks in, and then we could have that capitulation down move, or we could have that skyrocket up. And the levels that brings us to is around 33, 34K, which is crazy because now if I go to the 12-hour chart and I show you kind of the levels that this matches up with, boom. Actually, let me go to the daily chart. Horizontal line down here put us at like 11,000, matching up perfectly kind of with these. So we had this blow off top here, 2017, came back down, support, broke it, then rejection, came up to it, rejection, got above, then got above here. We went, and we never kind of filled this kind of area right here at all. It was just straight line up. So we could, that's definitely a scenario. We never know the macro political events that could go down. Anything's possible with charts, especially in crypto too. But as far as the timeline goes, technological adoption, that growth curve, we're at the point. So it would bring us down to 10K or 11K. At this point, if it breaks that level, then it's not good. Not good. A lot of people would be raising the white flag at that point. So yeah, wouldn't be good. We'd have to hold there. Then it kind of coincides too, as far as like trend lines coming down like that. So definitely there's a case for this to happen, and it could happen by the middle of May. But there's also the inverse scenario where we actually hold this level where we're at. And let me actually hide the drawings for a sec, because even that 200-day moving average sitting right there as perfect support, it's 21,853. So key to hold that. You don't want to see a scenario where we break back down below the 200 moving average and the EMA ribbon cross back down through it. That's not good. You have these type of scenarios happen when that's the case. So very critical we hold it. So we're at the key point. So now let's show where we could go to the upside. So by April 1st, we could have our shoot up, and that could bring us to around 30 to 33K, which coincides with this horizontal line back here, which was so critical. It was the area where we got above in January 2021, hold that support. We rallied up in April, came back down in May to this level, right? So you see how even, April 1st, right? So April was this top here, and then May we came in June area, we bottomed out, then to the end of the year. And that, so like the time frames, 3 month kind of cycles, 6 month cycles, 1 year cycles. So this would bring us out to that same critical level back here for the bull market. At this point, we would want to see us break above there. It'd be 30 to 33K. If we broke above there like a knife through butter, it would be beautiful. We would shoot up. We'd shoot up to these levels here. I mean, there's no other area where like we could find, I mean, you could see 38, but I would say we'd probably test that 786, and I'd grab that top, say this is the bottom, we stretch it out. Yeah, we would kind of hit the zone right here. And a lot of people would be bullish at this time, be like FOMO. And I would probably think we'd get a little bit of correction back down, to 30K retest if we got anywhere above like 40. So at that point, hopefully that's the case, because that would be kind of lining up to what we want to do, is ride this baby up until May, early June, sell off a good chunk of it, sell in May, go away, right? And then we'll see like a correction back down here until like maybe July 21st or maybe August 22nd. And then we could do something like this, round out. And then by the end of the year, take out these highs and then start 2024 going crazy. We wouldn't want to see us come down in these dumps over here for sure. We wouldn't, because that would cause some extra time that we don't want to go through. So that's why being aware of what could happen here and the time value that you could lose by if a scenario like this could play out, or just the fact that we could be doing something like this, and like maybe you feel as if you're not invested enough, or you haven't utilized pair-to-pair strategies and you want to get that going. Well, get yourself on the wait list with Stargate. We'll be opening it up soon. So now's the time, because if this does happen, you don't want to be caught with no tools in your tool belt. That's for sure. You want to be ready to strike on this, because you only get like 3 to 4 big moves a year to really, like big moves to maximize and really compound and play it right. So if you're going into it being reactive and not having these tools set up, understanding them and being proactive about it, it'd be tough to navigate it. So definitely get on the wait list, stargate-ventures.com. I'll put that link in the bio here. So that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing basically we could see by the end, maybe it could happen by the middle of March, but I'd say maybe by the end of March, early April, we could come down to 17.6K, retest this low back here. That coincides with that, as well as coincides with this area of resistance, and we got above, maybe retest back down. That's why I have this shooting back up in that scenario. Or it could be a breakdown moment and we could come to here. So we could see that 17.5. And then to the upside, we could see if we break through that 25K level, it'd be huge. Like right here, if we break about 25K, it's game on. We're going to immediately be a magnet right up to this level, which is that 30K to 32K, maybe even 28K, just like these lows here. Yeah, 29,000 to, I would say, like 33,000. We would see us gravitate up to there. Then we could roll over right here and then go, or we could have another, because I feel like a lot of people wouldn't believe it, that we could just keep shooting at that point. And then at here, they don't want to miss out. What if we just keep shooting and then it will turn over on them? So that's on my radar. So we have 29 to 33 by like in April, this could so happen. And then in May, we have a potential 44 to 48, 46. And then by May, you could see 11K. So we have both extreme scenarios and maybe some more, one that could reasonably play out realistically, some retest back down here. That would fill that gap, scare a lot of people out. It would follow that fractal from back in 2015 back down here. That was scary for a lot of people. And then boom, we rip. So it definitely lines up with that. So we're seeing both scenarios. And then if we get above this horizontal line, it's moon, it's rockets, it's stars. If we get below this, it's crap. It's a big warning, and a lot of people be waving that white flag. So we got this mapped out. I shared this in the Discord. It's under the, in case you missed it, signals under the exotic signals trade tracking. And definitely keep this up. I feel like this is going to play out to a T. We have the time frames to watch out for. We have the kind of projections of how aggressive the moves could be during those time frames. And we have the price levels as well too. And I was taking the past movements, time frames matching up with it, the Stargate signals, fractal patterns, and I was overlaying them from the past to the future and inverting it as well too to show both sides of the coin. Next level stuff. So this is my scenario planning for Bitcoin. I believe that the month of March is going to decide, or this week into next week will decide the whole month of March, and we'll decide the next kind of couple months here into May and June, which could then spell out kind of how the rest of the year could play out as well too. So we got the levels tracked. I'm on the side of the coin that, it's a lot. It's the market's going to do very well, and that's going to catch a lot of people by surprise. I feel like a lot of people are so bearish or pessimistic about the opportunity here. I mean, we already went through a year of hell last year. I don't know if we'll see another one this year. Maybe we could in the early innings, but by the tail end, we could see a turnaround. But I definitely think there's some more juice in this, only if we can hold above those key levels that I had mentioned. Once we start losing those key levels, there's a narrative to back it up. Yeah, that's when, that kind of thesis goes out the window. But for now, everything's intact and everything's holding up well. And we're really following this back here from 2019, very eerily similar as well too. If I were to take that real quick, I were to curl that around, let me put that right here, something like that. Boom. Oh, wow. Did that line up pretty well there? Yep, it did. So say we'd be more kind of stretched out like this, something like that is what's playing out. And that's kind of coinciding with our timeline as well too. And that would bring us out to the same kind of time frames of big vertical moves. So yeah, March, tail end of March to April, beginning of April, huge move. And then tail end of April to like middle of May, huge move. And now we have the kind of scenarios, the price levels to watch for. So if you like what you see here, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'll be making that XRP XLM video right after this, and I'll see you guys in the Discord.